This is a multimeter, and if you are a DIYer who likes to tinker with things and fix your own things, this is definitely a must-have tool. It is definitely worth the investment and the time you put in to learn how to use it. You can use it to check AC voltage, such as the 120 volt receptacles commonly found in residential households. 120 volts AC. You can also check the frequency. Here in America, we run off 60 hertz, and we have 60 hertz. You can also use it to check for DC voltage. A perfect scenario would be checking for voltage in your car because the electrical system is run off a 12-volt battery, DC. You can also check millivolts AC and DC for finer voltage reading. You can also use the ohm setting to test for resistance on things such as fuses. You can also use the continuity setting to check for high limit cutoff switches from air handlers and furnaces, such as this one. You can also use the ferrite reading to check your capacitor commonly found on your HVAC system. You can also check amperage AC, but I wouldn't recommend you using a multimeter to check for AC amperage because there's only a 10 amp protective fuse inside this meter, and sometimes when you check for amperage, it's going to draw a lot more than that. It's not the best tool to use for checking amperage, I would say. I would rather just use an amp clamp. You can also check for amperage DC. Just remember that when you're checking for amperage, remember to change your leads, and you will need to check it in series, not in parallel like when you're checking for voltage. So what that means is you have to break the circuit and put it in series with the circuit that you're testing for amps. And lastly, I don't have a diode here for testing, but you can check diode with your multimeter as well. And a diode is pretty much a check valve for electricity, give or say. It prevents electricity from backflowing, or only allows electricity to flow one way and not the other. And some meters may have different settings. Some may have more, some may have less. You don't have to get this exact fluke meter like I have here. This one I use for work, but at home and for my DIY stuff, I have a Kleins that I picked up from Home Depot for about 50 bucks, and that one suits me just fine.